Back to my lecture series on engineering properties of agricultural produce. In this video, we are going to see the electrical properties, which is in Unit 4. Here we will be studying about the conductivity, dielectric constant, as well as the dielectric loss factor, and what are the applications of electrical properties in handling agricultural produce. So first, we are going to start with conductivity and dielectric constant. So what is conductivity? Conductivity is nothing but the ability of a material to conduct electricity, or how an agricultural produce conduct electric charge to flow through it very easily, or the ease with which electric charge can flow through any agriculture. It may be a fruit, it may be a vegetable, it may be a grain, it doesn't matter. And it is represented as sigma. Then dielectric constant is represented as epsilon. So it is the material's ability to store the electrical energy in an electric field, which is essentially to measure how much the field strength is reduced within the material when compared to a vacuum. That we call it as dielectric constant. Then what are the methods of determining this conductivity or dielectric constant? There are certain methods called as LCR meter. And this LCR meter, that is, it will measure three parameters. One is the inductance, resistance, as well as the capacitance. So capacitance is the ability to store the electric charge, as well as the resistance is how it opposes the flow of the electric charge. And using this LCR meter, we can calculate all these parameters. Then the impedance analyzer. This is also similar to an LCR meter, but here we can use a broader frequency range. And this instrument also contains some sophisticated analytical possibilities. Then resonance technique. Here it will measure the shift in the resonance frequency when a sample is placed inside to determine the dielectric constant as well as the dielectric loss factor. Then we are having two probe method. Here we will be applying a voltage across the sample and measure the resulting current, which allows the determination of conductivity. Then we are having sandwich method. Here we place the sample between two electrodes and we will be measuring the capacitance and conductance. From this, you can calculate the dielectric constant as well as the dielectric loss factor. So all these methods can be applied based on the requirement. Then what is capacitance? It is the ability of the materials to store electrical energy in the form of an electrical field. So it is very important parameter because it is applied to measure the moisture content of any grains, where the change in capacitance will be correlated with the moisture content. So if water, we know it is a heavy conductor of electricity. So if the water content is more in a grain, obviously the capacitance will be more. So likewise, we can relate with the moisture content. Then electrical resistance. This is the ability of the agriculture produce to oppose the flow of electric current. And this is influenced by the composition of the produce, like the ions, organic matters, solutes, as well as the moisture content, as well as the temperature. This is also crucial to understand how the material conduct electricity. Then the dielectric constant is calculated from a formula. Here we need this capacitance as well as thickness as well as the area of the sample. So epsilon is equal to C into D divided by epsilon 0 into A. Then the AC conductivity, the sigma, can be calculated from the dielectric parameters like omega into epsilon naught into epsilon, where epsilon 0 is the permittivity of the free space, omega is the angular frequency, and epsilon dash is the imaginary part of the dielectric constant. So in this image, you can easily find how to measure the dielectric properties of fruits as well as vegetables. So you can see the charges plus as well as the minus, and there is an electrical field, and you can, here is a plate to place your produce, and you can calculate the plate area. So based on this formula, you can easily derive the dielectric constant of any produce, fruits or vegetables. Then what are the applications of these electrical properties? What is the need for us to study? So this is very important for moisture content measurement. So here we will be using the electrical conductivity character as well as the capacitance. This is used for quick and accurate determination of moisture content of any grains or any other agriculture products. Suppose if you harvest a grain and if you want to store it for a long time in the uh, godowns or in warehouses, the moisture content has to be reduced. If there is more moisture, easily the grains will get fungal contamination or microbial contamination, and it will be degraded. The nutrient quality will get degraded. So you have to maintain accurate moisture level. So you can use these electrical properties for estimating the moisture. Then another important application is the seed classification. The electrostatic sorting devices are available which applies the properties of electrical properties to separate the seeds based on the charge holding ability. So this is very important, which helps in quality control as well as the processing. Then food processing, here they use the property of dielectric heating, where the electromagnetic waves are used to heat and process the food materials without the reduction in the nutrient quality. So radio frequency waves is one such example, and it is obviously better than your microwave heating. Here this radio frequency waves, it can heat your food stuff from inside out, so which is important to reduce the contamination level, and you can secure the nutrient level as well. Then quality control, here these properties are useful in detecting the defects, measure the moisture content, and also identify the changes in the composition. Suppose if the grain or the produce is stored for a long time or it is frozen for a long time, there will be changes in the composition. So using this property, you can very well identify the quality. So it is important in maintaining the quality control of the agricultural produces. What are the factors affecting electrical properties? First one is the moisture content. Everyone knows that water, the hydrogen plus and O minus, and they are charged particles and they can very well conduct a charge. And the temperature, movement of charged particle, which also influence the electrical conductivity. If the temperature is more, the movement will be more. As well as the frequency. At high frequency, the dielectric properties can change, which will influence in the electromagnetic field of the produce. Then composition. Here the composition of agriculture produce contains water, ions, organic compounds, solutes, etc., which plays a role in electrical properties. Then the structure, here the physical structure and organization of the material such as its density, porosity can easily influence the electrical behavior of the agricultural produce. So here I have given an example. In today's scenario, people are using or employing this biological material in material science for making a number of products, even like packaging, bioplastics, etc. So you can employ this rice husk, banana leaves, sugarcane bagasse, any residues. So people usually grind these waste materials and they mix with epoxy and polyamide, and they convert this mixture or this paste like thing into molds, and they at the last they will measure the dielectric properties. So in value addition of any agricultural produce, we should have an idea of the dielectric properties of these materials. So in today's scenario, again, we are having many cutting edge technologies like AIML, data analytics, which will help us in classifying the materials based on these properties. So I would like to give you an assignment right on AIML aided classification of seeds using these electrical properties. So here you have to consider, so each seed has a specific charge holding capacity, and based on that, based on the color as well as based on the charge holding capacity of the soil, how you can classify the seeds based on AIML tools. So you can attempt this activity and you can post in the post, or you can contact to me. We will get back to you based on this. And if you are also interested in any project like this, we are glad to work with you. Thank you.